And I coughed just in time for the stream to go live, so that's perfect. Enjoy that cough. Obviously, we're going to leave it in the VOD or whatever they call them here on YouTube. Anyway, we're just going to jump right into it. I am going to be slightly distracted. I am grilling. I can see the grill off to my left. If you see me looking over to the left, right now I'm waiting for the coals to heat up. So keeping an eye on it. I might be jumping away and jumping back because we're grilling some chicken tonight. Not any of my chickens; these are going to be store bought, but we're grilling some chickens. So what do we got today? We got Chilli's Big Oof, and this is a big oof. This is a game ender. This is done and dusted. You've shot your wad. You came, you saw, you lost. The matters before the court is 2 motions for Decastro's motions for reconsideration. Decastro also moves to correct the clerk's company judgment and separately seeks leave to file a second amended complaint. Well, how does it do? We're going to start off with this little footnote right here. Decastro is mistaken in his belief that the court dismissed the matter without prejudice. Dismissals under the FRCP 12B6 and judgments on the pleadings under the FRCP 12C operate as adjudications on the merits. Absent an indication to the contrary, an adjudication on the merits is presumed to be with prejudice. So what the court is saying is, by the way, Chilli, just in case you were unclear, the previous 12B6 and 12C orders that dismissed the case, they were with prejudice. With prejudice, what does that mean? With prejudice means that if Chilli refiles this case, then they can move the court for dismissals. The defendants can move the court for dismissals because it has already been adjudicated. This is done and dusted. It does not prevent Chilli from filing again. It just is a quick and easy way to get out of it. So it's a quick motion to dismiss. So factual background: in March of 2022, Decastro, a California resident and self-described videographer, vlogger, and civil rights activist who has been publishing his recordings on media forums such as YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and the like since approximately 2020, was at the Ironton City Hall with approximately 1,400 individuals. And then this is where the quote starts again: waiting hours for a permit to use one of the rooms for a constitutional teaching session. Decastro alleges that shortly before 5 p.m., a city employee announced that the building was closing and would be locked. Decastro alleges that Wagner approached him after the building had closed and, quote, and began yelling suddenly to cease and desist his disorderly conduct. Decastro was then arrested by these people and was taken to the booking area where several criminal charges were brought against him. When Decastro posted bond approximately 2 hours after his arrest, his iPhone was not among the possessions that were returned to him, despite visiting the Ironton Police Department 4 times between late March and early April to request a return of his phone. Decastro alleges that the phone was withheld from him until April 28th. Decastro filed a municipal court replevin action, which was dismissed after his phone was returned and, quote, no evidence was presented as to any damages, end quote. Decastro now alleges that his phone was searched and damaged to the point of being no longer usable. In April of 2022, during the pendency of his state court proceedings, Decastro initiated the instant action under 42 U.S.C. 1983, alleging the defendants violated his First, Fourth, and 14th Amendment rights. He then amended his complaint to include only claims against the city defendants. The county defendants moved to dismiss for failure to state a claim, and the city defendants moved for judgment on the pleadings. On review, the court determined that Decastro failed to state a claim against the county defendants because he omitted them from his amended complaint and gave no indication that he did not intend the omission to function as a voluntary dismissal. So had he voluntarily dismissed it, that might have been without prejudice. He could have at least asked for voluntary dismissal without prejudice. As for the city defendants, the court concluded that Castro could not assert First or Fourth Amendment claims against him because they possessed probable cause to arrest him. Oopsie fucking doodles! nor can he assert a 14th Amendment claim against them because he was able to regain possession of his phone through adequate state procedural remedies. The court also concluded that DeCastro's municipal liability claim against the city of Ironton could not succeed because there existed no underlying constitutional violation. These motions for reconsideration, motion to correct, and motion to amend followed. That nasty probable cause is also going to bite him square in the ass in his Las Vegas claim. Legal standard, the FRCP do not explicitly authorize motions for reconsideration of judgments. However, under FRCP 59E, a party can move to alter or amend a judgment for any one of four reasons. 1, there was a clear error of law in the judgment. 2, the movement has newly discovered evidence. 3, there has been an intervening change in controlling law. Or 4, the alteration or amendment is needed to prevent manifest injustice. A motion under Rule 59E is not to be used as a mechanism to relitigate a case. Rule 59E does not exist to provide an unhappy litigant an opportunity to relitigate the issues the court has already considered and rejected. Nor should it be used as a means to raise new legal arguments that could have been raised prior to the entry of judgment. Rather, a Rule 59E motion is an extraordinary remedy that should be granted sparingly because of the interests in finality and conservation of scarce judicial resources. District courts are to use their informed discretion when deciding a Rule 59E motion. Analysis. Beginning with the first motion for reconsideration, Decastro asserts the court, quote, made an error of law because plaintiff alleges a lack of probable cause and defendants allege the lack of the opposite. And then footnote number 2, Decastro also claims that a motion for judgment on the pleadings was inappropriate because, quote, no answers had been filed. A review of the record, which the court will do, reveals that this is simply not true. It's a lie. The docket entry filed immediately prior to the city defendant's motion for judgment on the pleadings was their answer to Decastro's amended complaint, see Doc 22. You know, that's the thing that Decastro fucking forgets, is that the court isn't retarded, and it's going to check, it's going to inspect what it expects. He proceeds to challenge the court's analysis, but relies on facts already in the record, and otherwise, quote, simply regurgitates arguments previously presented, end quote. I wonder who was telling him about that. Oh, gee, I wonder who was saying that. Decastro notably fails to identify any actual error, legal or factual, in the court's order. And because Decastro's, quote, proper recourse, end quote, is an appeal to the United States Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit, this court need not and will not entertain arguments it has already considered and rejected, nor will it entertain new arguments that Decastro has not previously raised. As for the county defendants, Decastro similarly fails to show how the court made any error warranting reconsideration. Contrary to his assertion, Decastro did indeed repeatedly fail to address the omission of claims against county defendants from his amended complaint. Not once did Decastro broach the subject, despite the fact that the county defendants raised it in their motion to dismiss, their reply to Decastro's response to the motion to dismiss, and their response in opposition to Decastro's motion for a protective order. Decastro even failed to acknowledge the issue after the magistrate judge explicitly noted that was a weird noise. Coals aren't quite ready yet. So after the magistrate judge explicitly noted that the county defendant's motion to dismiss is based upon the premise that plaintiff's amended complaint eliminates nearly all references to the allegations and claims originally included by plaintiff against those defendants, but for a brief reference to Major Chapman. Plaintiff's response in opposition purports to be, quote, responsive to, end quote, the motion to dismiss, but does not directly contest the county defendant's argument that his amended complaint implicitly dismisses them. Decastro also contends that the court erred when it did not sua sponte allow him to amend his complaint for a second time. He is incorrect. Chilli's going to be hearing a lot of that, especially in the LA cases with him and Floyd Wallace. Even the unpublished Sixth Circuit case upon which Decastro rests his argument clearly, if the court says clearly, then it's clearly. If someone who's making an argument says clearly, it's not. But when the judge says clearly, it's clearly. The court is excused. The court has a free pass to use as many clearlies as the court wishes. Decastro rests the case upon which Decastro rests his argument clearly provides that, quote, a district court does not abuse its discretion in failing to grant a party leave to amend where such leave is not sought. And because Decastro points to nothing that makes this matter so, quote, uniquely appropriate, end quote, that an abuse of discretion would arise from not allowing him to amend his complaint a second time, the court finds this argument to be wholly without merit. And this is footnote 3. Decastro contends that he, quote, requested leave to amend prior to dismissal, end quote, but he mischaracterizes the record yet again. That means he lied. The cited passage from an earlier filing merely says that, quote, if, that's it. By the way, for coded, that's a conditional. You're welcome, coded. I pointed it out for you. If the underlying facts were lacking, which is all that is required of plaintiff at the pleading stage, he should be given leave to add them, end quote. Even liberally construed, such a non-specific statement contained within a responsive pleading hardly constitutes a motion to amend. Moreover, the motion to dismiss put Decastro on clear notice the defendants were challenging the sufficiency of his pleadings, and Decastro was, quote, not entitled to an advisory opinion from the court informing him of the deficiencies of the complaint and then an opportunity to cure those deficiencies. Finally, Decastro contends that the judgment contains a clerical mistake because it notes in part that, quote, this action came to trial or hearing before the court, end quote. As this matter was decided on the motion, so the court did not conduct a formal hearing, the court recognizes the imprecise nature of the judgment wording and will therefore grant the motion to correct. Conclusion, for the foregoing reasons, Decastro's motions for reconsideration are denied. The motion for leave to file a second amended complaint is denied as moot. The reason why it's denied as moot, for those of you who are keeping score, as it were, is because the initial dismissals were with prejudice, which means that you don't get to file an amended complaint because it's with prejudice. Only had the court granted a motion for reconsideration and essentially revived the case, would then the court review Chilli's motion to file an amended complaint. Now, I need to check my grill, but I'll leave you with this thought before I go and check. I will be back, but I got to go check the grill. But I'll leave you with this thought. I am surprised that the court did not, in fact, review the amended complaint and explain to Chilli why, even had the court granted the motion for, or had the court not decided the motion for leave to file a second amended complaint was moot, even if the court had considered the motion to file a second amended complaint, the second amended complaint itself was lacking in that it did not create an issue that would survive a 12b6. So for the foregoing reasons, the motions for reconsideration were denied. The motion for leave to file a second amended complaint is denied as moot. The motion to correct the judgment is granted, and the clerk is directed to enter a corrected judgment pursuant to this order. And then this is the order. This is the corrected judgment. The court has unchecked the box for it came to a trial or hearing. It has checked the box that it was a decision by the court, and it is ordered and adjudged. This part has changed as well, so let's not you can't see it. This part has changed as well, so let's double check it. The court's August 8th, 2023 order granted the county defendant's motion to dismiss and the city defendant's motion for judgment on the pleading and dismissed Decastro's complaint. The court's September 26th, 2023 order, that is the current one, denied Decastro's motions for reconsideration and denied as moot the motion for leave to file a second amended complaint. The motion to correct the judgment was granted. All right, so we are going to give you a little bit of a mood music while I go and check on what do we want to do. We want to do a little bit of. I'll be back.
shortened bread, shortened bread, shortened bread. Mama's gonna make some shortened bread, shortened bread, shortened bread, shortened bread. Mama's gonna make some shortened bread. Get that wood out of the shed. Oh, mercy, look at that. Boys, mother's gonna make some shortening bread. Two Senegambians laying in bed. One turned over to the open said, fine, 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 fine bread. Serve it, mama, serve it. Say, delivery man, where have you been? Oh, mercy, it sure is a sin. Mama, mama, don't be fast. Do not show your big, fine, shortening bread. Shortening bread. Shortening bread. Mama gonna make some shortening bread. Shortening bread. Shortening bread. Shortening bread. Mama gonna make some shortening bread. Come on, open the oven, open it. What kind of bread is that? It must be good bread.
Can you dig it? Hell yeah, brother. All right. So let's that was it for the things to talk about today. So let's do the obligatory name and shame. We got Mary Smith. Sup, Mary? Scooters, how you doing? Mary Smith says, do you have a beer? Pretty sure grilling doesn't work if you aren't drinking a beer. Well, I plan on having a beer tonight. I might even have 2 beers, and 2 beers would be 24 ounces. Now, I'm not saying I will, but I might. I'm not restricting it. I might have 2 beers. Now, that would be 24 ounces of beer, which would be 3 servings of beer, which would make me an alcoholic. Oh, Jesus. Making popcorn for this one. Oh, my God. Hold on a second. We're going to have something else. I just remembered something else. Somebody made me a present. Because Coded Friend is here. And Coded Friend, you're obviously not banned because, well, you're here. But the interesting thing is that since you're here and since you're trying to pretend like nothing happened or whatever, I'm going to suggest to you that if you want to get back into my good graces, then you should apologize. But not to me, sir. No, not to me. No, not to me. Who you should apologize to is, let's see, you should apologize to Anthony Caruso. You should apologize to Anthony Caruso.
Mr. Caruso is, well, he's not like the kids over at the Welsh News Network. He's not a.
I don't. No. No. I told you I wanted to vacuum and dust this room. No.
Did you hear that? Shut up!
Get out.
Hang on one second.
I don't. No. No. I told you I wanted to vacuum and dust this room. No.
Shut up! Shut up!
Yeah.
I don't. No. No. I told you I wanted to vacuum and dust this room. No. Get out.
Shut up! Shut up! Oh my god! Your fucking cover's blown, Conan. Your fucking cover is blown. Oh Jesus! Shut up! Shut up! Oh, Conan. Oh, you fucking idiot. Oh, Jesus! You can only live your life for so long, Conan. Even the best kept secrets, they come to fruition, sir. They come to light. So yeah, you should really apologize to Anthony Caruso. I'm not saying I'm going to do anything or not do anything, but I'm not cool with fuckwads who dox other people's jobs and who make threats to other people's jobs. I'm just not cool with it. So yeah. Jasper says Fabio. No, Fabio's alive. He's around somewhere. Actually, it's getting dark, so he's probably in the coop. John Clark says coded. Was that a coded message, John Clark? Are we passing coded messages, sir? Mary Smith says poor Fabio. Fabio's doing fine. So is Indigo. Logan Sandman says, hey, everybody. And hey to you, Logan Sandman. Tomatoes or tomatoes. Which is it? Tomatoes or tomatoes? Says, hey, Merb, I said something witty the other day, but you didn't read it. Can you go back and read it now? Yes, I can. But no, I won't. A Delete Laws Constipated Scholar says FYC. Okay, I think that means fuck you, coded. I'm not entirely sure. Logan or John Clark says Logan. Paul Berry says Merb will be swallowing cock tonight. These are probably hens. They're probably hens, but I don't know and I don't care. They're thighs. I'm a thigh man myself, but yeah. Dave says yeah, he's gonna need some ointment for that burn. Oh yeah, he is. He was shown up real good. He was shown up real good. You know what? I didn't tell my stream that I was live, but whatever, they'll figure it out, or my Discord. Gia says Logan with a heart. Oh, it's a pink heart too. Oh my god, it's love. Logan says grilled chicken, and here I am with hash browns and ice cream. Well, you know what? Hash browns are great. Ice cream is great. Chilli hates transparency says, oh, this is such a sweet victory. You didn't win it. You're just watching from the sidelines, sir. Logan Sandman says, hey, John at Gia. Okay. Chilli hates transparency says, I sue filthy coppers. And he goes on to say he may sue, but he doesn't win shit. No, he does not. No, he does not. Scooter says, this is the kind of prejudice I can get behind and support. Well, there you go. The court made the right decision. The court made the right decision. Without regard to whether or not I like Chilli, the court made the right decision. On the facts, on the record, on everything, the court made the right decision. Nevea says, hello, Merb. Once again, we are here to be educated. Well, you still haven't given me the link to your fish keeping channel, so I would love to subscribe because I love me some fish keeping channels, and I hope you're not irritating like some fish keepers are, but I try to watch them all anyway. GR Bill U says Jeff Lloyd pays Maria Decastro for tuggles. Everybody likes a good tuggle. Christine Lovelace says, I've missed everyone's videos. Had a sick family member. Well, I hope your family member gets better. Maddie W says, damn, I forgot about chili. Well, chili is great. I personally like a baked potato covered in chili. That's really good. I don't know if you've ever tried it. It's really good because, you know, the sour cream and the shredded cheese between the chili and the tomato gets all melted. And it's excellent. You should try it. It's excellent. Logan Sandman says, waiting for a room to do constitutional education. Sounds like a porno to me. Well, you've got your head in the gutter, sir. Speaking of heads in the gutter, Nasty Nate says, Merb, tomorrow I'm heading back to Denver to meet up with Denver Metro Audits. Merb, are you a fan of DMA? I have never watched DMA's videos. I think I might have seen some people post some of his videos in my feed, but I've never clicked one. So I am not a fan of him, and I have never been exposed to any of his videos that I'm aware of. I may have seen one. If so, it did not leave an impression, or at least not a good one. So no, I'm not. John Clark says, lol Logan. Chilli hates transparency says, wonder how long it will be till Floyd gets dismissed. There is a motion to strike and a 12B6 on Floyd. I would suggest not long, sir. But there is a stay in place currently, I think. Sue ZQ says, enjoying the multiple chicken streams this week. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Chilli hates transparency says, no one likes DMA. Well, apparently his wife or significant other likes him. Probably his mom likes him too. I'm just going to guess. He probably has subscribers who like him. Javer says, I don't know. This doesn't look definitive to me. /S for sarcasm for the midwits out there who wouldn't have gotten that. Thank you, Javers. Logan Sandman says, constitutional education 2, the bite in the ass. Very, very excellent title for the porno that you've been thinking about. Delete Law's Constipated Scholar says, sweaty tea pegs DMA. You could put that in Logan's porno. Nasty Nate says DMA is a genius. Nasty Nate exaggerates. He thought Eric Brandt was a genius. I'm going to go with he was wrong. Chilli hates transparency says DMA needs to just accept his upcoming jail time. I don't know. I don't really know about it. Paul Berry says the footnotes in the ruling are the best part. The conclusion where everything was denied is the best part. Gia says, yes, Paul. Tomato says, now that this case is closed, does he still have the warrant? Yes, he does. The warrant is not based on this case. Scooter says, regurgitate. Okay. MASH 333 says docket entry is illegal in 12 southern states. But only if they catch you. Only if they catch you. Don't do it with your cousin. Sheila hates transparency says, yes, Jose still has warrants. Nasty Nate says, I will be accompanying DMA to his sentencing tomorrow afternoon. I am there to show support for DMA as his friend. Well, that is a very kind thing for you to do. Show support to your friends, Nate. That is great. Gia says, yes, this is civil. His warrant is criminal. It's a bench warrant. GMK Midwit, wear it like a badge of honor, says, I'm coming clean with all my fans. I'm not a real attorney. I just like all types of attention, including the negative kind, except the kind that is purchased. Death to super chats. Well, I don't do super chats, so there you go. Chilli hates transparency says, this is just his BS lawsuit. Jay Ver says, simply regurgitates ROFL. Delete Laws, Constipated Scholar says, you're a idiot. It's you're an idiot, sir. If you're going to call someone an idiot, use proper grammar. That's all I'm saying. And it's also why are you apostrophe RE? I mean, you fucked up a lot, son. Do better. Do better. Logan Salmon says Chilli still has 2 open criminal warrants. Only one is extraditable. You seem to know a lot about his extradition stuff. Kist78 says, greetings from Transylvania. Well, if you really are from Transylvania, that's pretty cool. I've often wanted to visit Hungary. I think Transylvania is still part of Hungary. Might be part of Romania. Not sure. But yeah, that's a very pretty area of the world, at least in pictures. Logan Sandman says, clearly. Orange Cone says, Murby, did you quit your day job to devote all time to these court cases? Lol. No. Jay versus bias. Orange Cone says at Logan Sandman, good to see ya. McAddick says, if this Chilli saga has taught me anything, it's that people really need to learn how warrants work. Yes, they do. Logan Sandman says, cones. Coded says, thanks, Burb. I love it when you point out the obvious. Well, you seem to miss it sometimes, so I'm just trying to help you out. Scissors, the untrustworthy clown, says, I like the use of he is innocent. Not, quote, maybe mistaken or, quote, lacking understanding. Just, quote, he is incorrect, not innocent. I need to read off the big thing and not the small thing because I'm getting old. I like the use of he is incorrect, not maybe mistaken or lacking understanding, just he is correct. Yes, the court is being very polite in its wording because the court assumes this is going to be appealed because the court has a feel. The district court has a feel for Chilli by this point. Chilli's going to file everything he can. So the court is predicting an appeal. I'm predicting an appeal. The court's also predicting that the appeal will lose. Hence, it crossed its T's and it dotted its I's on correcting the order. And it's very specific and very clear about how and why it's making its orders, dismissing and denying as moot. I still think that the court should have reviewed the motion to dismiss and said, even if we allowed you to file this or motion to file an amended complaint, even if we allowed you to file this motion, or even if we allowed you to file an amended complaint, this amended complaint is insufficient. It would not fix the problems with your original complaint. Ergo, you still lose. But that's just what I think the court should have done. And judges oftentimes don't do what I think they should do, but sometimes they do. Chilli hates transparency, says no one should learn anything Jose says. However, they should pay attention to what he doesn't do. Okay. Ham Sandwich says Chilli will not stick around for his upcoming criminal trial. Chilli will leave the state just like he did in Ohio. Chilli is in California, I thought. I didn't think he was staying in Nevada. But that's a prediction, and that is a prediction. I don't think he's facing any jail time in Nevada, but okay. GMK says the legal community should stop using terms like liberally construed and replace them with terms like even we are, quote, being really nice about it. Sure. Logan Sandman says, at Coded Friend, have we talked about going to the pharmacy for some readers? We should. I probably need them. Mash says Coded needs 78 IQ to keep up with the document Merb is reading. He's probably a midwit. He's probably in the 105 range. At least that's the way he comes across. I mean, maybe he just has all this intellect that he's just never applying to fucking anything he does on the internet. Maybe. Prove me wrong, son. Prove me wrong. Orange Cone says, I never knew courts could be so prejudiced. Nice. Coded Friend says, at Logan, there has been talk about that, yes. Ham Sandwich says, Chilli is nothing more than an aging queen who's going through a midlife crisis. Well, he's more than just an aging queen. Yeah, I mean, there's other aspects about him. You seem pretty hateful. I don't think you're really steel-manning him. I don't think you're really giving him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? Logan Sandman says, at MASH 333, why would at Coded Friend down to 78? Down. Get it? Down. No. Jokes about down is bad, probably. I should be better. Jethro Gold says, Decastro fails is often seen in response to his motions. It is. It really is. Orange Cone says, a lol ham sandwich. Amen. Nasty 8 says, play some of Kiss's music. No. Logan Sandman says, quote, dump his IQ down to 78. Keyboard. Okay. Scissors the Untrustworthy Clown says, Merb is distracted with the grill. Now you can say what you want without him knowing. That's probably true. Mash says, nice. Bare Legal Brief says constitutional teaching sessions at public libraries are known for their high standards for admission. That is true. You have to get a library card to attend them. Coded Friend says, at MASH, lol, you're hilarious. Tomatoes says 142 people listen to Fats Waller on a Merb stream. Numbers Chilli could only dream of. But Fats Waller is freaking amazing. I love Fats Waller. He's great. JJ Thomas says, shouting and bread. Mama's going to make some shouting and bread. Love that song. It's a great song. GMK says, this is the best of this seminar. The is the best of the seminar. Nice. The Pink Witch says, what have I clicked into? That's a good question. You should probably back out. It's probably a porn. JJ Thomas says, it's the jazz show. Jasper Kalin says, as much of a midwit that DMA comes across, he seems relatively sincere in his beliefs, however misguided. If he actually focused his efforts on helping his community, I imagine he'd be more likable. Most of these First Amendment auditors would be more likable if they would approach things in a less confrontational, in-your-face manner. That's one of the reasons why I like Jeff Gray. Speaking of Jeff Gray, all right. we're going to do another thing. YouTube's, and we are going to go to subscripciones. That's Latin for subscriptions. And where was it? All right, share this episode. Okay, so we're not sharing a tab. Why are we sharing a tab? Picture layout. That's what I want to do. I want to present. Present. Share screen. There we go. All right. So speaking of Jeff Gray, this is his holding a sign is not free speech. Now, Jeff Gray, I love you, buddy. You're a great dude, but man, you get some shit hella wrong. Panhandling is protected by the First Amendment. Absolutely, it is speech. Doing what Jeff is doing is speech. However, remember Adderley versus Florida. Where Jeff is essentially the curtilage of this building. Adderley versus Florida was dealing with essentially the curtilage of a jail. Curtilage means the area immediately surrounding a house normally, but the court used it as like the area immediately surrounding the jail, the area immediately surrounding this building would be considered its curtilage as well. So where Jeff is, I don't know if you can see him. He's I don't know if you can see my cursor. You can't see my cursor, but he's pretty close to the middle of the screen. One window over from the orange cone. Orange cones. Where he is probably a non-public forum. This building is not a building where people go to demonstrate, to talk. It's probably a non-public forum, much like a jail. It's probably. Otherwise, it would be a limited public forum. Either way, what he would be facing here, if he challenged it, would be a rational basis test. It's a very low standard. It would have to be viewpoint neutral. The prohibition would have to be viewpoint neutral, which I think a policy of no one panhandling or otherwise protesting out there would be viewpoint neutral. And it would have to be reasonable. And it doesn't have to be like narrowly tailored. It doesn't have to be the most effective way at achieving the goal, the legitimate interest that the government has. It's a very basic test. And I think Jeff is relying on there's been a lot of laws struck down in Florida over content-based, i.e. no panhandling restrictions that were in public areas. And remember, if you say, well, this is a public building, it's open to the public, so is a jail. But yet that was still a non-public forum. This is probably a non-public forum. It might be a limited public forum. That would be the facts that the court would have to suss out from the pleadings. But it's most likely going to be a rational basis test. So legitimate government interest, the restriction has to be viewpoint neutral and rationally related to achieving that legitimate government interest. It's a very low bar. It's a bar that the plaintiff tends to lose. So I would suggest to Jeff Gray that you're not in the best position there. Now, he doesn't get arrested here, which is great. I don't think he should be arrested. I don't think he's doing anything that no one should care that a man is standing outside a building holding a sign saying God bless the homeless. No one should care about that. That shouldn't be something that we as a society care about. I mean, it shouldn't be something that causes us to be like, we need to call the police because this man is standing outside of the building saying, God bless the homeless. How fucking dare he, right? Or God bless homeless vets, I think is what he's saying. And anyway, but you get my point. But I'd be a little careful. I would be a little careful, sir. Where were we? Oh, I need to go grilling. So we're going to go do a little bit of Fats Waller. I think we're going to do this one. Oop. We're going to present, share screen, Fats Waller, share. I hope you enjoy this stuff because you're going to be listening to it for about 5 minutes while I flip chicken.
the sheep of Mary. Your love belongs to me. At night when you're asleep, into your tent I'll creep, 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 creep. The stars that shine above will light our way to love. You rule this land with me. I'm the shook, the shake, the sheik from Arabia.
All right. Okay, where were we? Shortening bread, JJ Thomas. Want the recipe? Nice, if you have it. Blues Festival. Orange Coat says, anyone buy his Fifth Amendment card yet? I think it's trifold, isn't it? Mash says, oh no. Oh yeah, the new trifold, or the new card that has Neves or something like that. No, was it Neves? No, it was Hibble. Hibble is all of a sudden saying that you don't have to supply your ID. Mash says Fats Waller was a Harlem musician, but he traded heavily in the St. Louis style of American blues. To me, it's more of a Howlin' Wolf Memphis thing. Okay. Laura Rader says Crisco. JT Jones says great music. I could almost see Merb over there bebopping, flipping burgers. It's chicken thighs, sir and or madam. Iowa Hank says this music is beyond Chili's comprehension. Many things are. JJ Thomas says that Logan Sandman flatbread. McAddick says, did he go piss into his fish tanks? Haven't had any beer yet, with an emphasis on yet. Now, probably 2 beers tonight. Probably going to make me an alcoholic. Logan says, and at Lord Raider comes in with a win. JJ Thomas says he's flipping chicken. Hell yeah, brother. Mary Smith says, worst rendition of Baby Shark ever. Damn! I thought he nailed it. I thought he nailed Baby Shark. Laura Raider says, hello, Logan. GMK says, at McAddick. A+++. Logan says, hi, Laura. I know you know how to cook. Ooh, nice. Cookie breakfast. Orange Cone says, hey, Laura Raider, good to see you. Coda Friend says, correct, Merb, you're learning. Oh, boy. GMK says, Merb is a full-blown alkie. Nice. I love being a full-blown alkie. Pissing all over the place. Putting fish tanks where I've pissed just to cover the smell of the piss, because that's what sane people do. Jethro Gold says, crazy Negro music makes you want to dance and sing. Okay. Laura Raider says, hello, Cones. Laura Raider says, I'm not donating to Burb's rehabilitation program, only to his G Series account. If you're going to donate to Mission 22, please. Nasty Nathaniel says, Merb, am I in your good graces? I don't see why you wouldn't be. Don't send me any more nudes, though, Nate, please. Delete Laws, Constipated Scholar says, fuck you, Coded. Mash says, I drank 3 margaritas and 2 double IPAs today. Am I an alcoholic? According to Coded, if you have more than 8 ounces of beer twice a week, you're an alcoholic. If you get drunk twice a year, you're an alcoholic. And you're going to get wet brain and a big bulbous nose or something. I don't know. It's fucking crazy, but it's Coded world and we just live in it. Fucking idiot. Coded is not you, Mash. I know you're being sarcastic. Mary Smith says, at Mash 333, nope, perfect for a Tuesday. You're good. Damn straight, Mary. GMK says good graces have no place on YouTube. That's probably true. Nasty Nate says margaritas are my cocktail of choice. Pretty much they are. You talk about them quite a bit. Code Friend says I'm relatively unconcerned with your quote graces. Well, who the fuck cares? Delete Law's Constipated Scholar once again reminds Coded. Fuck you, Coded. Laura Raider says party animal Taco Tuesdays require tequila, so margaritas are a good choice. Jethro Gold says I drank a few. Nice. Code Friend says thanks, Merb. You're the best. Wow, you're just a great fella, Coded. You just really know how to make people appreciate you. Mechanic says Merb's mom is going to clean his fish tanks next. I wish. She's never done that and probably never will. JJ Thomas says people with I'm assuming low or no morals, and people with low or no morals and usually hypocrites don't care about good graces. Okay. Jethro Gold says lol. Laura Raider says I like the thighs too. Mash says save Fabio. CIA Liar says add Coded Friend. Did you get in trouble with the wife? Did she make you use a Hoover or a Dyson? That was his mom, bro. That was his mom. GMK says 18 USC sections 875 and 2261A. Somebody else posted those, and I'm going to say probably not. Coded Friend says at CIA I have a cleaning service. Excuse me. I had something in my throat there. CIA Liar says at Coded Friend it's your, not your. Way to go, genius. He is a genius. Just ask him. He'll tell you. He got rich and he gave away all his money, except for the money he didn't give away, which he will sometimes reference. Not that money, but all of his other money he gave away, except the money he didn't. And he only works because he wants to work, not because he needs to work. Except he needs to have money coming in, because the money he has, he's a finance guy, isn't making him money. So he needs to have a paycheck coming in to make up for the money that he gave away. And yet he didn't, because reasons. It fucking makes sense. Trust him. See, Liar says, sure you do. It's your wife. Shut up. That was his mom. He was telling shut up too. That was his mom. His mom should have smacked the shut ups out of his mouth. CIA Liar says, at Coded Friend, what does doxing people accomplish? You're definitely following in Turtle Boy's footsteps. Turtle Boy's footsteps, Chilli's footsteps. I mean, all the best and brightest people dox. Logan Sandman says, there, take that, grammar Nazis. There you go. Nice. Code Friend says, and CIA Liar, thanks, making a note. He can't just be cool about it. No, he's Code Friend. He's got to be a dickhole. CIA Liar says, Chilli, the 20-year constitutional law scholar, if you disagree with his version of the Constitution, he will take you to the MMA mat and thrash you. Or he'll suck your dick. One of the two. I mean, it depends on how much you pay him, right? Code Friend says, at CIA Liar, who got doxed? Midwit that. See, the question, the fucking midwit question. Oh, fucking like clockwork, these fucking tools, like clockwork. CIA Liar says, how about doxing someone's workplace? No, don't play into it. He's telling you, prove I'm a retard. The question itself proved he was a retard. Let it go. Be like Ariel. Let it go. CIA Liar says, refer back 10 minutes on what Merb says. You're proving to a retard that he's retarded. He's never going to believe you. He's a retard. He's never going to believe you. He's a midwit, but whatever. CIA Liar says, Merb, what did Sweetie Chilli do for the Wagner lawsuit? I thought it was dismissed with prejudice. It is dismissed with prejudice. And the motions for reconsideration, he lost. So his only recourse now is to appeal, which means we might get actual opinions, holdings from the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals on Chilli versus Wagner, or Decastro versus Wagner, as an appeal holding forever enshrining that Chilli's fucking retarded. That would be so great. I would be so happy. Make this happen. I need this in my life. Delete Law's Constipated Scholar says, you're an idiot. Now, see, Nathaniel, thank you for using proper grammar. BB says, CIA liar, careful, buddy. He might contact to threaten your work, but don't worry, that's not doxing. That was sarcasm by BB, just in case Code had missed it, because he's a fucking idiot. CIA liar says, I'm retired. Certain little place in England, too. Ooh, Wales? Cool. CIA liar says, anyone know if COVID is picking back up in the States? This is a new strain hitting us over here. Don't know, don't fucking care. Never had the shot, never will. Never had COVID, to the best of my knowledge. GMK says, that joke about docket entry being illegal in 12 southern states was the 14th best joke I've ever heard. Nice. Matthew 4 says at CIA Liar, yeah, it is, but we have a treatment for it now, and the vax is available for anyone for free, so we aren't going to be going back to the craziness of the past. Well, Howlin' Ash says, where is Kaiser? I don't know. Probably streaming. He's still got his little core fan base, all his little wrenches that are going to be watching his shit. Delete Laws, Constipated Scholar says, you're an asshole, Coded 001. I don't think Delete Laws, Constipated Scholar likes Coded much. I'm going to guess. Captain Clown says, hateful, but accurate. KC Jack says, my brain cells are dying. Well, drink more alcohol. Matthew 4 says, at CIA Liar, no politician from either side would suggest lockdowns or mandates of any kind at this point, as it's too divisive. Hopefully not. Captain Clown says, no Detroit Rock City. No. CIA Liar says, at Matthew 4, I haven't heard of any mask mandates or solicitations. Feliz Navidad. Coded Friend says at CIA Liar, what if AC, aka Vic, was required to disclose that information? Wow. These fucking subtle threats. You're a fucking piece of work there, Coded. You're a real fucking piece of work. Bill Cook says, seemed to me Cholito was successful on one of his 3 issues. A .333 hitter ain't bad. Well, if you lose the game, it's not good enough. Matthew 4 says, at CIA Liar, that's what I'm saying. I've seen stuff on the news, but because of how crazy everything got during the pandemic, people in charge aren't going to try to make us take meds or stay inside. Javer says, you're turning into Simon Whistler with these sidebars. Matthew 4 says, I don't know who Simon Whistler is, so Matthew 4 says, oh shit, I didn't reset my fucking timer. Oh shit, we're going to guess. We're going to put it for 10 minutes and I'll check. So we got 10 minutes before I'm bouncing out of this bitch. Matthew 4 says at CIA Liar, for better or worse, I'm not even taking a side. I'm just saying it's something the news might be a bit afraid to report on now because everyone just goes psycho when talk of COVID happens. My experience, at least in California, at least around me, is no one gives a shit about anybody. Fuck, they're saying another COVID's coming, whatever. Bill Cook says, Merb ain't going to shave his head to be Simon. I don't know what that means, but I'll just say okay. Jay Verse says, but who has a better beard? I don't know. Logan Salmon says, curtilage. You wouldn't believe how many detectives and special agents forgot to add that to the warrant. Nice. Dave says at Bill Cook, but he really scored a point for what is just a typo. All right. CIA Liar says at Matthew 4's, I just got over it. It's worse than bronchitis. Place not being able to taste my lager. I was more miserable than a woman on the Isle of Man. That's English humor. Orange Cone says, glad I could be a location reference for Jeff. Hey, I mean, it's an honor. Coded Friend says at CIA Liar, you got quite. He just talked right here. Like literally like just right. Like, what do you, Are you? Oh, Coded Friend is upset that he's not getting the attention. That's what it is. Jethro Gold says, I want to send Logan a super chat. Oh, right. Coded Friend says at Jethro, no, you don't. CIA Liar says at Coded Friend, it's quiet. Learn how to spell. Your old news, just like covering the Queen's death a year later. Logan Sandman says, it will only encourage me. Howlin' Ashes, oh crap, he's doing the coded outro. Scissor says, on this episode of Jammin' with Merb, Nasty Nate says, Parker Osmond can creep into my tent. He's married and he's straight. Let it go, Nate. GMK says, panhandling on government building property is to freedom as invading Palau is to stopping Hitler. Any infringement on your rights should be resisted. It should be. But he's at the wrong spot. Coded Friend says at CIA Liar, I see you're quitting because of my spelling weak. The midwit. The midwit's calling someone else weak. The midwit with just questions in response is calling someone else weak. Nice. Bill Cook says, wait, is Merb grilling chicken in front of the chickens? You cruel bastard. Chickens will eat chicken. They will eat it without question. Jay Verse says, IP isn't considered transformative if you physically leave the stream. Okay. This is copyrighted stuff, by the way. And it'll show as copyrighted, but no one's enforcing the copyright, so I don't care. And if they do, like, what are they going to take my monetization? I don't have any. Logan Sandman says at GMK Midwit Marine. Nice. JT Jones says, okay, chicken, not burgers. I missed the first part of the stream. He's still bebopping with a chef's hat on. Probably not. Duke Wood says, Fats Waller, great. Indeed, he is. Scissors, the untrustworthy clown says, coded struggle for relevance is real. It is. It is. He has to come into my fucking side chat to try to be relevant. What a fucking prick. Jethro Gold says, Winoni Harris has a great song called Good Morning Judge. I may have misspelled Winoni. Google it for me. Google it for yourself. Jay Verse says he'd make more money if he actually made playing cards with his legal advice on it. At least then they'd be useful. That's not a bad idea. You should talk to him about that. Maybe have him cut you back 10%. CIA Liar says 3:20 a.m. Yeah, you're worth giving you definition and recognition. Give me attention. I love making shut up about people. Yep. Captain Clown says, will the trifold evolve into a quadfold or a pentafold or a hexafold? Captain Clown said, flipping the bird. Coded Friend says, at CIA Liar, not so good on the grammar on that last one. Ouch. See, midwittery. Merbeast says CIA Liar, the classic jazz of the 20s. JJ Thomas says, wait, nasty Nate Parker Osmond is sending you nudes? No, Nate wishes. Jasper Kalin says, one of my annoyances are auditors who do FOIA requests for the frivolous items. You want to bring transparency and record the FOIA process? Great. Why not request something substantive at the same time? That would be ideal. But so the problem with a lot of people is the need to make content. So just having attention is enough to drive people to make content. And they want to make more content. And like, I remember watching Josh, like he's getting this attention. He just wants to stream more and more because the intention is like a bit of a drug, right? Additionally, money, that's a secondary incentive to stream. So if you're making money and you're enjoying the attention, that's two reasons to stream or to make content so that you get that fix, not just the damn skeeters, not just the money, but the attention as well. Can I get you before you jump? Got him. So a lot of these auditors are on this treadmill of trying to get the dopamine from the attention plus the money. So yeah, there's a lot of incentive for them to do shit like useless FOIA requests just to generate content, just to generate the likes and comments and money and all that other fun stuff. Jay Verse says 8 ounce, a bottle of beer is 12 ounce. Or did I out myself as an alcoholic for knowing that? I think you did. You know, it's amazing the number of gallons every year that the average American drinks. That's the average, which means half of them drink more, right? It's an amazing number of gallons. And in Coded's world, pretty much America is alcoholic. I don't know many people who don't get drunk twice a year. I mean, Christmas and New Year's, you're probably drinking eggnog on Christmas, probably more than 8 ounces of beer's worth of eggnog, and you're probably drinking champagne or wine or something on New Year's. I mean, everybody's a fucking alcoholic in Coded's world. Howlin' Ash says, at Coded, did you put the IRL info up on? You did put the IRL info up on Dude, didn't you? I think you did. Victor says, I love a good margarita. It's too sweet for me. I love the drier stuff. Mash says, oh, fuck, I'm an alcoholic. Everybody's an alcoholic. You're an alcoholic. You're an alcoholic. You're an alcoholic. We're all alcoholics, according to Coded, who's a fucking midwit. So who the fuck cares what he thinks? CILR says that Coded Friend irony. Your formulas of what defines an alcoholic would make everyone here in the UK alcoholics. Plus everyone here in the EU. Maybe for you, Yanks, but not for us. I know, like you go down to the pub and have a pint. A pint is 16 ounces. 16 ounces is 2 drinks. You fucking alkies. Jaber says maybe he's just outing himself as not being able to handle 2 beers. Maybe, who the fuck knows? I mean, I don't know anything about the guy other than his mom fucking kicks him out of the room so she can clean. And he's like, shut up, shut up. Logan Sandman says, quote, I got me 3 beers and a fistful of downs and I'm going to get ripped. So fuck you clowns. Frank Zappa off the Titties and Beer album. Nice. Nathan says, Merb, send me the link to that great music. Share, copy, paste, go. There you go. It's in chat. GMK Midwit says at Logan Sandman, no marine, but yes to marine layers. Okay. Javer says it's your. Pat Getta says, I'm only sticking around if we're talking about smacking women, Merb. There are some funny, there are a couple funny fucking jokes in my Discord about smacking women that were aimed to just piss off Coded because fuck him, that's why. Bill Daniel says, I love Fats Waller. My dad met him a few times in New York, Greenwich Village in 1941. That's pretty awesome. He seemed like a cool dude. Holland now says, making blanket statements about everyone is foolish if based only on my own experience. Yes, but he's a midwit. So he's got this factoid like Chilli, and he wants to apply it to everybody. One size fits all. Fuck doctors. Fuck facts. One size fits all. I've got this thing. I'm going to apply it everywhere. Fucking midwits. Scissor says cleaning service equals a hooker for a handy. I mean, I'm not gonna bag on him for that. Coda says exactly, it was my mom, not my wife. CIA liar, so not good at paying attention. Well, I mean, there's all these questions, Coded, because you're anonymous and you play fuck games. Jethro Gold says, question. CIA liar says, oh, you're forcing your mom into manual labor around the house. It's probably his mom's house, bro. Are you living with your mommy and making your mommy be your au pair? Disgusting to make an elderly woman clean. I mean, who even knows? Who the fuck knows? Now, it's not a big deal to be married. He's probably married. I'm going to guess he's married. It's not a big deal to have a kid. He probably has a kid. I don't know. Does he have custody? I don't know. He spends a lot of fucking time away from him. I don't know. You don't know. I don't know. We don't know. It's all the fucking wonderful world of lies that Coded has built around himself. Coded says, Merb, didn't you get a vid pulled down for doxing BB? Apparently I did, because it was on a pleading. I guess I'm the same as you, Coded. Midwittery! Ah! Howl and Ash. So something that BB put out into the public sphere, knowing it would be in the public sphere, is so much the same as threatening his job, because I went and threatened his job. Anyway, I've got some chicken to attend to. We're not going to leave on that note. Stone Vet would see the midwittedness. Yes, Josh is very observant. Thank you all for watching and have a great day.